Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to open the Riobot R-1 from Super Robot Wars Original Generations. This figure came out individually in January 2022 and retailed for about $200 in the US and 19,800 yen in Japan. This figure was also released as part of a 3-pack in July 2022, which retailed for about $800 in the US and 71,500 yen in Japan. So we have a very special figure today. This is the new Riobot SRX from Super Robot Wars Original Generation. And for anyone who might not be familiar, so there's basically 3 different suits, and then they all combine into like one humongous giant suit. There's like a big pack that comes with like all 3 of them, or you could buy just them separately or whatever. I think the figures are the same. I think there's just like a slight discount or whatever. But I've been pretty excited for this figure. I feel like I pre-ordered it like 18 months ago. I don't even remember. And this is actually the figure that got me into the Riobot line. Because I saw it and I was like, I have to have this. Oddly enough, it came out while I was watching the show, so it seemed like it was sort of meant to be. And so this is actually featured in 2 things. It's featured in the show of the same name, but originally from the game, which I believe was for Game Boy Advance. Ooh, lost a hand. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So I've been pretty happy with the Riobots that I've looked at so far. So we'll see if this one could add to it. So I'd say just my initial impression is doesn't feel like super heavy. It feels like it's plastic, which is, fair. But it is a pricey figure, so I'd kind of hope for it to maybe, feel a little bit more substantial. But all in all, it's a nice figure. It's got, nice detailing on the head. It's got nice detailing, but definitely nicer than a model. Probably I put it somewhere in between like a Robot Spirits and a Metal Robot Spirits. Not a ton of accessories here, so let's take a look at those. So you just got some guns, nothing particularly exciting there. So you got 2 of those guns. Let's see. These things are pretty cool. I guess these are some sort of like shields or blasters or something. This huge gun, which seems really cool. I like that thing. Hopefully that is involved in the kind of combined form. Here's the other hand that I lost. Looks like the hands are maybe magnetic. Oh no, that's interesting. So they kind of they're like a square and they go into this like big square here, unlike the little, or maybe just, no, you know what? I think the squares just came off. Yeah, because you could see these hands don't have the square. That would have been an interesting way to do it, but probably a little wasteful. All right, so there's a few more accessories with this we'll take a look at. Let's see what else we got. So you have some stand pieces, and then looks like the other thing here is, oops, that's supposed to come off, hopefully. Yeah, I got this like little glider thing. One piece there, one piece there. But yeah, so not a ton of accessories for this figure, and it is fairly expensive. I mean, I think the real draw to it obviously is combining them all together, but I'd also like to assess to see kind of how they stand on their own, both figuratively and literally, in case you just want to buy one of them and not buy the whole set that's like whatever, $650 or God knows how much. So I'm going to pose this guy, and then I'll be back with some final thoughts. And I think the way that I'm going to do this is I'll do, this week I'll do the first part and the second part, and then next week I'll do the third part, and then I'll combine them all together so we can kind of review each figure on its own merits, and then review the final figure on its own merits. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. Let's get this guy on the rotating stand here, give some final thoughts. There we go. I guess there's not a lot to this figure. It's pretty basic. It does look and transform suspiciously similar to Wing Zero. It does have like a Wing Zero, oops. It does have like a Wing Zero like bird type transformation, which I didn't do because it seemed very involved, and there's a lot of transforming with these figures. I got a long road ahead of me here to get to the SRX. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'd say this one's nothing special unless you have like a very specific attachment to this. I don't see any particular reason to get this if you don't want it to like build the larger SRX, or if like the bundle discount of getting all three of them winds up not costing that much extra for this one. There are a few cool things that I'll mention about this figure. The first is that there are actually daggers in here that you could put in, so that's cool. Second is that I really like the way that they do the hands. Let me grab one real quickly and show it on camera here. But you can kind of see right here, it's kind of got more of like a keyhole. So rather than just actually have to get that peg, you kind of could slide it in. It's a little easier to get in. Also, it's kind of nice as you could take out, there's like a little kind of square that's inside of the arm, and you could take that out, put the hand you want in there, and then put that whole thing back in, which is just a lot easier than trying to get that like little circular peg in like they have in the robot spirits, or at least I found it a lot easier. So that was a really nice addition as well. But yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, I appreciate a like or subscribe, and if you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. If there's something you want to see with this figure or something else, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. As far as scheduling, so I'm going to do the R2 this week, hopefully Friday, and then next week I'll do the R3, and then I'll do the SRX on Friday. Thanks so much, and keep collecting.